Time to tag you. I'm going to tag you. Time to tag you. Time to tag you. Another episode of Tag Time. Welcome to Tag Time. It's time to tag you. Another episode of Tag Time. Today I'm going to tag you something very informative. I am going to talk about an organization which is making a difference in Canadian society's integration with other societies. Let's talk and let's have introduction of the people who are behind organizing all these different things and who are the reason for making difference in our social system. I have with me Tanveer Joseph, who is a businessman. Along with him, I have Ingrid Nasir, who is an educationist from Pakistan. And then I have with me Mumtaz Shah, professor of psychology. You are all welcome to my show today.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We are especially going, I'm sure you are all those people who are making a difference into the culture values by helping the minorities in different ways. So particularly, what is CSIOC and what are the motives for that?
First of all, I would like to thank the tag team for bringing us over here, putting us together over here so we can express our, the whole view of these things, what we are going to do. Yes, of course, we are looking forward to not only inaugurate, but keep the things moving after that too. So CSIOC stands for Charismatic Social Integration of Canada. So it's an organization, we've been looking into that from such a long time, we were working on that. Even we have lost one of our friend during that who was one of the founder member. His name was Haleema Sadia, and he lost his life a couple of months before in a tragic accident. So after that, we started moving very fast to bring it to the point where we could do the inauguration, and it's happening by the grace of God on 17th of this month. It's Friday, 17th at Westmount Event Center in Vaughan.
I'll come to you, Ingrid. First of all, you tell us that how much it is important for such organizations to have professionals like you who can guide for the educational point of view and who contributes to bring that into that organization.
It's really important because I think from my own experience, I've seen that myself and my children, when we came to Canada, even though we spoke English very well, we had a very hard time getting integrated into the society and getting used to the system that is here, which is quite different from back home. So it's really important that we collect together evidence and data of all the families that come and are struggling with the social fabric of this country. So once we have come to a conclusion that these are some of the problems that they are facing, then we need to document something and present it to somebody who is an authority and looking at it and observing it and analyzing it and coming to some conclusion as to what they need to do in order to help people who come in integrate into the society. So this is our purpose, that we want to document things in an organized way and present it to whoever needs it, so we can reach out to people who need help integrating into the society.
So research work basically, and getting the concrete realities and then summing it up and moving it forward to the concerned people.
Absolutely.
So now I will come to Mumtaz Shah Sahab. You are a psychologist, so you have been dealing with that. So how much the psychology of the people for integration, especially the minorities perspective, if we see, how much should we emphasize on to see the delicacy of how human mind works behind that?
Well, this is a very interesting area, and the psychology of minority and the kind of the circumstances the minority journeys through is very important to study and understand. And once we study we understand the psychology of minority as compared to the psychology of majority, then only then we can devise certain educational goals or social goals or media goals which if implemented will be effective in bringing in harmony in society and will remove all those things which are called discriminative or the prejudices that are there, so that until and unless we understand the psychology or human behavior, so that is the importance of it.
So how come you came with the idea of organizing it in such an academic way, and you got very nice people with you? So what was the reason behind making such an event, such an organization?
I've been over here in Canada since from more than 20 years now, and working in different organizations, working for the church, working for the group of people, working for lots of other things. So collectively, when you go through this environment over here, so you learn the things every day. And one of my best friend, like as I spoke earlier, like he was the one, like he was an educationist as well, and we studied together since from childhood. So we got polished, like when we were talking about all the issues around over here, all the things, what's happening in this society. So we were lacking this thing like from such a long time, and I was looking for the people, like how should I connect? And it happened, like I got the peoples on the table and started talking with them, and they observing all the things and digesting it, and then the thing came out of that is this organization.
So when we see about the women perspective, especially in education and integration, how much role do they play and how much difficulties do they face by your observation?
Women are absolutely integral in the process of integration, and they have a huge role to play, especially in our own culture, in the societies that we come from. And I think women are the ones who really struggle a lot, because they have to find the delicate balance between their own culture and the one that they are adopting. And so it's really important that we evidence that, we sort of record that and present it to whoever we need to do and go wherever we need to go with that analysis in order to help the women, because I think women are the one who need the most help, because they are the ones who are the in-betweens, you know. They're struggling at home with their own culture, with their own taboos, and, you know, with due respect to where we come from, women are not given much importance. And here they see that women are the epitome of society. Everything moves around women here. So they are really left in a limbo. Where are we? Where do we stand? Where am I with my husband? Where am I with my family? Where am I with my children? How do I struggle to integrate into this? How do I help my husband integrate? How do I help my kids integrate? So I have seen, as an educationist here in Canada, I've taught here now for about 25 years, and I taught there for 15 years. I have seen the difference. I saw that in my own life, even though I was educated and I went to the best schools, and I was teaching in the best school board. And I found that a struggle for me. So I said to myself, like, imagine a person coming in, a woman coming in, who cannot speak the language of this country, who doesn't understand the dynamics of the society, and she's suddenly thrust into it. How is she going to manage this? So the women, I think, need the most help, because they are the bridge between where they come from and where the kids are heading into.
And especially when they are getting the liberty they have never seen, because if we see Pakistan, still women are very vulnerable, and all of a sudden when you come to Canada, it's just the opposite pole.
And they have to find the balance, like I said. They are still that expectation of being the subdued woman who is under the husband and the dictates of the family, and they see the Canadian woman being so liberated and commanding so much respect, and suddenly they are saying, where do I stand in this society? What is my role, and how do I manage that? So in talking to women, and in my education field here, I've talked to a lot of Pakistani and Afghani and Somali women, and they have spoken to me about this. And you know what? I had high school students, women, girls, coming to me and talking to me in confidence about their relationship, their friends with boys, men, outside society.
It's a very big issue.
It is a huge issue.
It's still, we are not open towards that.
No, because the moms are telling them, you cannot go there, you cannot talk to this person, you cannot do this, and dad is saying, absolutely no, you're not going out after 6 o'clock. And here is the graduation happening at 8 o'clock. So here are the clubs going on after 8. So I'm there, you know, I was also teaching high school. So I made it a point that I was there for these girls, you know, so I could tell them, the mums, it's okay, I'm here. So they saw my face, a Pakistani face. Miss, if you're going to be there, it's okay, I'll let my daughter come. So this is a huge issue. We have to think about how these women especially are struggling, and what are we doing about it? What help are they getting, you know?
So I'm coming back to you. If we talk about the minorities and their issues, if we compare it from our back homes, so what would you comment about that? The role of minorities, their struggle and their feelings living in back home, and then they move here and they compare it.
Yeah, it's very different. For example, minority over there, wherever a minority person goes and applies for a job, fills the application form, the column of religion is there. And so the discrimination, a feeling of discrimination starts.
It starts right away.
It starts from there. Whereas over here, there is no such thing as religion. That's one's personal thing. So it's totally a different thing, different perspective, different scenario. So over there, there are so many places where a minority person comes to this kind of challenges and feelings, like in the schools, in the villages, on the tap it is written Christian, or the for Muslims, water tap for Muslims. And I mean, these things have come in the news media, so which is quite difficult thing to bear. There have been personal experiences of people come and tell me, and I have to analyze them psychologically, that what was the background, what kind of feelings the person is feeling facing such things. For example, one of my friends was traveling in a public transport, and this is he told me the story, and there were those days which were very tense days when these things were there going on, and somebody in the bus asked him, "What's your religion?" And he said at once, he asked him his name, and his name was a Christian name, and he changed his name to Muslim name and told him about his different name. I realized that the feeling of that person, had he told him his true name, there would have been repercussion. So many such stories are there, very sad stories.
Yeah. So when we talk about minorities, your work is towards integration of different churches also, and you're working within the churches. You see the church situation in Pakistan and you compare it with the church situation here. What will be your comment?
First of all, I got to add up a little bit with Shahzad's comment about the minorities, and this is all psychological over there. Like, people have somewhere little difference in between, like, okay, he's not from the majority, he's from minority, so there is little difference. So this is what we figured out, and now this is what we are working right now. This is what we are trying to educate the people in the new world right now. The recently new government in Pakistan, like, we got big hopes with that government right now, and looking forward to it. And as we said, like earlier, we're going to be bringing out the issues, and the people who are the policy makers, who are the people who can make the decision on something, so they can, easier for them to understand our problems. If we speak up about that, nobody knows those problems, but we know better. So coming back to the point, like the church's situation in Pakistan and church's situation over here, so the biggest huge difference is it's the church is back home heavily guarded when the Sunday service goes off over there, and churches over here is nothing to be worried about that. So this is the biggest fear in the minority's mind. In a small little child going to the church, like sees the heavily guarded, like police standing outside the church, and then they're going in and putting all their trust into the God, putting everything into the hands of the God. So the question arises, like, if we are putting everything in the hands of the God, so why this security is standing outside? Why is this thing? And this has been asked to me, like, why it's like that. So this question was like, it's very hard to answer these questions from the kids when it comes out. So this is what the difference is over here. Without any fear, you can go and practice whatever you want to do.
And we are proud Canadians. We can say that we are Canadians, and we are very proud of that. So similarly, in Pakistan, we are all should be, we all should be, actually, we are and we should be proud Pakistanis. Instead of saying this minority, that minorities, we should come as Pakistanis first.
And I think the word minority itself is kind of hurtful in a way, because we were born there, we were raised there, our parents sacrificed during the partition time, our grandparents sacrificed. They made huge sacrifices to move from one place to another, to a country that promised them equality of citizenship and freedom of religion. And they, for us, it's like a sacred place. Like
and minorities are the backbone of your culture.
Yes.
They are part and parcel of your legacy, what you are having.
Absolutely.
And you cannot just say that, oh, okay, we are going to take this part off from our culture and our legacy, and we are going to move forward. We are all different shades and colors, and we make that. What would you comment about that?
Yeah, that's really the thing, like our a very favorite topic, like for our next generation, because they don't know what was that, like which we left behind. But all the community sitting over there, like, that's the community. We love them. Those are our brothers and sisters as well. So what we are looking forward to make the environment of without any fear, without any prejudice, and bringing out the issues to the authorities. Again, I'm repeating this, to understand our feelings right now. So
policymakers should make a policy, like we have examples. What would you say the example of Canada, as we have the example of Canada, where we have all the different beliefs and different cultures living together, psychologically, how much it helps a citizen to be more responsible and more productive towards the society?
I have written a very good article about it. And the Canada, a country that loves everybody without discrimination. There is nobody. Over here, people learn. I think this is a very, very good environment, very good society, where people, this attitude is spread everywhere. The aura that we belong to one group, one class. There are no classes. There are no religious sects. Everybody is free, freedom of expression. You breathe in this atmosphere. It's really different. This is a very, very important psychological factor, which I believe that if this thing this kind of information is spread and given to the people, like in those societies like Pakistani society, and I'm not saying Pakistani societies, we are not calling that. We say that everybody needs to come out of those discrimination kind of things, those and an attitude of love and forgiveness for everybody.
And then when you're not challenged for your identity or your crisis of being lesser citizen, you're more productive towards your country.
That's
you're more
right.
giving towards your country. Do you think so? It helps that way?
Yeah, that's right. It helps, of course, when you are free from these kind of pressure, then you become more creative, more productive, and more useful.
Any final message you would like to give to our audience? Anything you would like to comment upon?
I'm including a little bit my comments on what was going on before, like you guys were talking about. Even though we've been like in that situation, like our forefathers, like whatever we did, the patriotism in our community, it's very open. Like people have seen that. People served from our community in the forces, and whatever they could do for the country, they did that. People worked in the education field, whatever they could do, they did that over there. In the field of health, like lots of our doctors, nurses, we supported always our country, and we love our country. And finally, what we are doing for this inauguration, one of our very important person we called from Pakistan, and he's traveling all the way down here. His name is Reverend Riaz Malik, and he is going to be putting light on the human rights right now in Pakistan. He's collecting all the like information regarding that right now, because he has done a lot of work regarding that back home over there. He's affiliated with CSIOC TV in Pakistan. It's the biggest channel of our religious channel for our community in Pakistan, and he's working over there. So he's making all his preparation for this program, and he's going to be here on 17th of August. And once again, I would like to say, like, it's happening at 7 p.m. at Westmount Event Center, and I'm happy to say that this hall belongs to me, and that's my place, and it's happening at that place, and looking forward to it. All are very excited.
So what would you like to give message to the audience?
I would like to tell all the women who are there that take a look at the new country that you've come in and adopt everything that you think will help you progress. Do not look behind, and do not look at the prejudice that you've left behind. Come with a fresh mind, come with an open mind, ready to adopt whatever your new country is giving you, and welcome it with open arms.
Your message, sir.
I would say Pakistan is a beautiful country, and the people are very nice and very lovely people, but they need to understand every other country's society as well, and they need to come out of those clutches of this discrimination and to love everybody, and that love and forgiveness will bring them out and make them more creative and productive.
I will have a last request with you. Would you please inform our audience that what is the way to contact with you, or how they can come and join, or is it a ticketed event, or how it works?
It's by invitation, and we have extended lots of invitations to the people, and we got lots of came back with the positive thing, like, oh, they are coming in, and if somebody want to join us, you can give me a call. My number is 647-261-2113, and the other thing is it's on our website, CSIOC.ca, and you can go on our Facebook page as well, it's on the social media as well. So these are the channels, you can get back to us, and we'll respond right away.
I thank you all very much for coming and sharing your views with our audience today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We are living in 21st century. Canada is a very beautiful example of that how much it is based on individual responsibility and rights. We have to learn it throughout the world to realize that minorities is just to know that the most people of the society are not different than you, but it's just that you're new into a system. How long you take to integrate and how long you take to become part of it is up to you. Every individual has some rights and some responsibilities. This is how we actually make a better society when we realize that we are all equal, we have all the capabilities of production and being a positive member of that society. Societies have responsibility to give you the rights of a citizen who is the better part of its legacy. With these words, thank you very much for watching my show today. Time to tag you. I'm going to tag you. Time to tag you. Time to tag you. Another episode of Tag Time.